Hello everyone, this is Joanna. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I wanted to show you how to make a polymer clay pendant using stamps and embossing folder. So let's get started. I already have clay ready right here and the embossing folder. And what I'm going to do is I will place the clay on top of the embossing folder and start rolling it out. Now, I don't want to make it too thin because there has to be substance to the pendant, but I don't want to make it too thick either. So I'm rolling it out, and in just 1 minute, oops, sorry about that, I am going to grab my rubber stamp and stamp on top of it. The reason why I'm rolling it out on the embossing folder is because I want to get this really nice texture. Can you see the texture in the back of it? Now, if you don't have the embossing folder, go ahead and do it right on your table and it will be just fine. You're just going to have a smooth surface. So now I have this Simon Says stamp, and I'm just going to place it. I think I like this big flower here. Actually, you know what? Let me just roll it out just a little bit. Okay, there you go. I like that better. Alright, so now we're just going to place the stamp over it, and you want to push it. Push it, push it, push it. Don't forget the edges because those are the forgotten one. And I'm going to roll it just a little bit more. Make sure that we get a nice impression. And let's see what we get. Ah, look at this. How neat is that? Isn't it nice? Look how beautiful it came out. Now, if I'm going to pull it off, I'm going to have a really nice back to it too. You see that? This is the back, that's the front. You can probably even use this as your front too. Alright, so now let's decide on the pendant, and the one that I'm using today, of course, I'm going to do circle. It's very easy, and I am going to just go straight and cut it. And you know, I will also at the same time make 2 earrings. So let me cut 2 little circles. So since we have all this clay, may as well use it. There. Now you have this beautiful design, but I want to make sure that it pops. So what you can use is mica powder. I'm using Perfect Pearls, but if you have Pearlex works great. I usually just go upside down just a little bit, shake it off, and I use my finger. And you just go and you give it a nice easy swipe on top, and look how pretty the design pops up. Isn't it pretty? And you want to make sure that you don't get it in inside the crevices, because then the design is just going to disappear on you. I'm going to do this to the earrings as well. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, you have to decide, you're at the point where you're almost getting ready to put it in the oven and bake it. You have to decide how you're going to attach your attach it to the necklace. So I usually just bake it as is, and I use a little drill bit to drill a hole and attach it just as I did here. But if it's easier for you, you can just use some kind of a tool and create a hole. Like here, I made a bigger hole. You see that? So that I could put a thicker rope inside. So it's up to you. I'm just going to leave it as is. I like it as is. But now you see I have this little buckle shape to it, which is really cool. So what I do is I use the bottom of a soda can. I can't tell you what kind of soda that was even. I cut off all of the can with the exception of maybe an inch on top, and then I fold it. I fold the top, and the only reason why I do that is so that it doesn't leave the sharp edges. But you can put tape of sorts or some kind of foamy thing, and then I'll just place this on top, and I form it to that little dome. And I will do the same thing with these little guys on a different, I have a few of those, I have like 6 of those that I cut out. So, and then when you pop it out of the oven, you are going to have this neat dome shape. And look how easy it is. You're going to, this is Sculpey, so I'm gonna, clay, so I'm gonna bake it at 260 degrees for half an hour. And when it comes out, it's going to be beautiful and hard, and you can play with it. Here, I actually started working on an earring that's going to go with it. And I also, at the same time, since we have so much leftover clay, I created little balls with it, thinking that maybe I want to incorporate it into the necklace. Now, to finish it, I use a varnish, a satin varnish. I just put it Sculpey satin varnish on top, and it gives that slight little shine. I'm going to show you my very first pendants that I made from polymer clay, and these are it. I just used a different stamp on it, but what I did was, after I was done with them, after this point, instead of putting the satin varnish, I put a resin finish on it. And I kept them just to show that, you know, I really don't like it. I think that, you know, once you stamp and you have that 3D effect going, I don't think that resin is really the way to go, at least for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you give it a try. And now you can take out your crafting, scrapping, card making supplies and make a beautiful, beautiful necklace. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ta.